Hey, I'm E. You got legend. This is Anythangoes
podcast, and like we normally say, this podcast can be very controversial. It's our own life experiences, our own opinions. It is what it is. If you're an inspiring artist, entrepreneur, doing something for your community, or you just simply want to tell your story, this is where you need to come. Check in with Anythangoes podcast. Hit us up on IG. We will definitely get back to you. So E, what we got today?
We actually got the first person we ever interviewed.
That is a fact, and I will never forget.
And you know, it was epic. Fuck fun. That shit was lit. But we got him back. He got his book out. He's a very interesting, smart, intelligent.
Thank you.
We ain't gonna go there. But you can't introduce yourself, brother. Go ahead.
Thank you. It's your boy M.pitts, aka Cali, your xxxparty king, your xxxparty god.
Ain't no better intro than that, man.
We could never do you that much justice. I know that's right. You set the tone.
Today we got him here because he got this book, and this a thick ass book.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
I'll tell you, you ain't a reader. You probably still get through it though.
I mean, if you like gangster shit, if you like science fiction, if you like political intrigue, if you like deep stories, you gonna fuck with it.
You want to tell him a little bit about the book?
I'm gonna tell him about it. I'll read the book. I'll read the back of it just so you guys know with my narrator voice.
Yes.
500 years in the future, humanity has mastered genetic modification to the point of creating designer babies. Nearly all the world's street gangs, mafias, narco-terrorist groups, and criminal syndicates have converged into one powerful super organization known as the family, based on the 7 islands of California. Zuberi is a young adolescent learning the secrets of his special genetic modifications. Connected by blood to the highest ranking family members, Zuberi is thrust into a violent world of constant danger, filled with betrayal, murder, revenge, love, loss, and ultimately, war for control of the family. Vivor, The Legend of Zoo, Boy to Man, a novel by Marlon Pitts.
Did you watch? Because that's what it sounds like, that intro to Law and Order. That was pretty good too. Okay.
Yeah.
This nigga the jack all trades, bro. I ain't lying,
So
man.
what inspired you to write this book? Like, where did it come from? Did you say, you know what, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna write a book?
Really, like I would say, my father get a lot of the credit for, instilling like a love of reading and writing in me. But then I have, varied interests, whether it be like, Marvel comic books and looking at like Stan Lee, Chris Claremont, Scott Lobel type stuff, whatever. Like I'm a huge Marvel comic book nerd or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm not talking MCU films. Before MCU, I had like 20,000 comic books.
20,000?
Yeah, we got close to about 20,000 comic books.
Okay, it's unacceptable. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's comic book nerd.
He was a nerd.
Comic book nerd, you know what I mean? I really read this shit, you know what I mean? But the same token, I like gangster shit, you know what I mean? Like Godfather, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, Casino, you know what I mean? Goodfellas and shit, you know what I mean? Donnie Brasco, you know what I mean? The Wire, you know what I mean? Sopranos, you feel me?
The Wire.
You know what I mean? So I was like, what would happen if you converge like some gangster shit with like some real sci-fi shit? And I was like, it wouldn't work like if it was happening like right now, but 500 years in the future, what would gangster shit look like? And that's kind of where the premise of the book started.
So this takes place 500 years in the future.
500 years in the future.
Okay.
And in the book, like, the world is not as you know it today. You know what I mean? Like, there is no more America. America's gone. America's done. You know what I mean? There is no, it's the United Republic of North America now, because Canada and America are one entity now.
Oh, they join together.
Join together. It's the United Republic of North America.
So you got Lil Baby and Drake.
You know what I'm saying? Together. In one shit. You know what I mean? Russia done did they shit now. Russia is no more Europe. You know what I mean? It's the United Soviet Kingdom. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? There is no more Japan and China. It's the United Shaipan Republic.
You took it all the way there.
All the way there. There is no more Africa. It's the United States of Africa. Africa is like the new USA, you know what I mean? So it's like in the book, you have a political aspect to it, but then the same token, it's like, if you're in the future and genetic modification is going to be a big thing going forward, and that's something out right now called CRISPR, where, they've already designed babies that are immune to AIDS. Just look it up. They got babies in China that are immune and can't catch HIV or AIDS because of genetic modification. So this is some shit that's here.
CRISPR.
Yeah, CRISPR. This is some shit that's here now. So I just like, well, fuck it. You go 500 years in the future, and, you got a lot of gang shit, gangsters and everything. What happens if all the gangs get converged into just one super entity? You know what I mean? Like everything, all the terrorist groups, all the narco groups, all the every gang, every mafia, every crime syndicate, everybody converged into just one super massive, powerful organization.
So basically, you took all the gangs into one gang.
All the gangs became one gang.
Whew, that's tough.
Not just the gang, the terrorists.
That's a damn army.
The mafias.
That's military.
Everything. You feel me? So, and they're all based on the 7 islands of California. And they're ruled, the main character is a little boy named Vivor, but the woman that runs the whole family, because the gang is called the family, is his grandmama. So his grandmama is the one that actually runs it.
The OG, the lady.
Yeah, she's in charge of the whole shit.
Found a way to put a woman in charge.
Yeah, she's in charge of the whole shit. Yeah, I mean, in the book you see like some genocidal shit, there's some homicidal shit, because it's 500 years in the future. It's gangland. That's why on the cover, a little boy throwing up his throwing up his set for his little area, for his zone. You know what I mean? Because and they don't even carry pistols.
Yeah, what is this mechanicalism thing you got on here?
See, in my head, I'm like, are we gonna be shooting guns 500 years in the future? Nah, man. Carnage Cannons. So I came up with Carnage Cannons. It's basically a gun that absorbs and superheats air particles and then discharges them.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you never have to reload that.
And do they just blow the whole body up? Like,
well, it depends on the caliber of your Carnage Cannon. There's parts in the book where people get half their head blown off. There's parts of the book where, it goes right through you and you cauterize. You know what I mean? But when you read it, it's super, super sci-fi. But I think the main premise, whatever that kind of, that hits up people aside from the gangsterism of it is, if in this book you have genetic modification to the point where you can design and choose how your baby is. So each parent would get to choose 41 genes. Everything else is left up to chance from whatever your parents put in you before. But you can pick 41 traits for your offspring.
So is there a certain amount of genes that a child has, period?
Shit, billions, trillions.
Oh, so you only get 41 out of there?
You can only pick 41 out of there.
Is 41 enough to...
Yeah, hell yeah.
More than enough.
More than
Shit,
enough.
we don't get to pick that.
One gene alteration right now can fuck around and make you blind.
Really?
Yeah, one messed up chromosome, one fucked up gene can make you motherfucking have, cerebral palsy.
One?
All it takes is one messed up gene.
Out of a million?
Out of billions, trillions, untold. Like if you were to break down your genetic code, that shit wrap around the motherfucking earth a whole bunch of times over. You feel me? Like that's just how long the genetic code is, you feel me? But if you could pick 41 traits, and you could pick 41 traits, well, more in the book, it's like, okay, I want my baby.
Trait could probably...
Yeah, but you can go deeper than that because it's the future. So I want my baby to have 3% body fat and to be 7 feet tall. And I want my baby to be dark skinned with brown hair and green eyes. And I want him to have perfect teeth. And I want him to have a photogenic memory. And I want him to have no lactic acid build up in his muscles. So his muscles no longer get lactic acid, so he has longer and better endurance or whatever. I want him to, you can basically choose. I want him to have 4 arms. I want my baby to have a tail.
So does anything entails this in a book? Like, do you have like a chapter where there's a parent picking out certain?
Yes, one of the detectives in the book, because it has detective, like it's the government agency trying to bring down the family and trying to capture this boy. So there's a scene in the book where the government agent is at a procreation center. Because in the book, you can no longer have a baby. You just have a baby, or they're going to euthanize your baby. They're going to take the baby to a euthanization camp if you have an unlicensed, undocumented, genetically modified baby. And most of the characters on the California islands are basically illegal aliens. It's like a metaphor for the illegal aliens because they're undocumented, genetically modified individuals because they were made without procreation licenses. So if you're a legit...
So you need a procreation license.
So you gotta go and apply.
You gotta go get a procreation license, which costs money. And in this book, there's no more money, it's units. You have a microchip that's put into your palm at birth, and you scan everything. You scan units, you know what I mean? So you pay, X amount of units, whatever, a couple thousand units to get the procreation license. Then there's a backlog, and then you go in, and then, they do your blood work. You gotta pay for your blood work and everything, and then you can pick your 41 traits, and the mama can pick her 41 traits. But you gotta pay for each trait. If your money ain't right,
you gotta pay per trait.
Per trait, but you have the maximum is 41. Now,
can you pay a minimum? Like, I only got the money for 20.
can do that, but your baby is gonna be fucked up in the greater scheme of things because your baby has less likelihood of being able to get jobs or competing with other motherfuckers. Like how you gonna do good? How good are you gonna do in school or your test if every other kid in this motherfucker got a photographic memory?
But what? So, are there any kids still being born without fucking
He said they're on the island.
But these kids right here, they're born without procreation licenses. So since they're born without procreation licenses, that means their genes are unchecked and unmodified. So it means that means
like regular kids.
They're running around, but they're able to. Their genes aren't categorized. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like they have more. A lot of them have more than the 41.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying?
Because it's a 41 limit.
The 41 limit.
Oh,
So if you're born outside of that, there's no limit to what you would have. You know what I mean? Which is why they have a special gene for those people, which is called a Vivor. And the main character in the book, he has a special gene that allows him to be able to adapt to any situation or scenario. You hold the little boy underwater, he get gills and get web fingers and shit, you know what I'm saying? If you lock him up in a room and he about to have to bang with 30, 40 niggas and have to throw hands with all these grown men and everything, he gonna get kinetic muscle growth, you know what I mean? Which means the more you hit him, the bigger his muscles get, the more muscles he get. Skull might start patrolling through his skin and everything, so that has like a helmet over his head basically, like he evolves on the fly in order to be able to survive. And he's a descendant of, some great, genetic, men and individuals that are all part of this criminal organization.
So is he the only one of his kind? Is he the only?
Well, he's the
Vivor?
Well, his grandma, which is also, she's technically a Vivor also, but most of
his grandmother, that's the leader of the family.
That's the whole leader of the family. But there's so many characters in it. In my head, I'm like, make my own Star Wars shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many characters in the book that can have their own story or have their own story arc. Because there's a lot of characters in the book. It all ties down to this little boy, but there's a huge internal war within the family. Within the family, there's a war, but then outside forces are also trying to tear the family down. But this little boy is coming of age. Like, this is just book one. You know what I mean? Like his teenage years or early teenage years, adolescence and shit. You know what I mean? Where he's basically coming to age in this shit.
Yo, I don't want to skip past the book.
I have a question.
But this will be a good ass movie, bro.
Well, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Because also they say black dudes don't read. Like I tell you right now, most of my readers that have been buying this book have been old white people.
For real?
Yeah, I love it. The sex scene in chapter 17 was riveting. Oh my gosh, the sex scene in chapter 17. I go back and read it every night. I like because it's graphic. It ain't a hold nothing back. You know what I mean? Like but it's real shit. It's 500 years in the future. I'm sure they still fucking. You know what I mean?
That's one thing never gonna leave.
Yeah, fucking. Yeah, but like people kind of start realizing certain things in the book. Like there's no more religion is outlawed. You know what I mean? Religion is outlawed. If you have like religious paraphernalia, it's outlawed to the point where like people have been making contrasts between the book and the drug war. Because in the book, the government outlawed sugar. You got sugar, spices, salts, unprocessed animal meats, religious paraphernalia. All that shit's illegal.
How the fuck is sugar illegal?
Because it didn't come from the ruling government body. So if you
what the fuck can you eat without sugar?
Whatever the government gives you.
Oh shit.
So if you have unprocessed sugar,
how does your brain go this deep?
I don't know. It just started from like gangster shit, but I like sci-fi, and then it just started creating this whole world, like this whole
universe.
Likes politics. And you take the politics into it. You take I like history, so it's like basically history already happened. Right. You can't rewrite the history unless you're the victors. You know what I mean? But okay, gave me a chance to write history that hasn't happened yet. You know what I mean? Like, okay, World War III happens. After World War III happens and everything, and most of the countries are no longer here. That's why you have a United States of Africa now. And so 500 years in the future, like United States of Africa is positioned to where like United States of America is now. You follow me? Like they're the new big dogs on the planet. You follow me? And they have a big problem with the United Republic of North America. You know what I mean? To the point where there's no more races. Races pretty much don't exist in this book.
God damn.
Yeah, because think about it, the races are so intertwined and intermingled. In the future, if you're an undocumented, genetically modified individual, which means your parents didn't go through the process of choosing 41 genes, which means you're one of them, they call you a roach. Roaches. That's the derogatory racial slur for people in the book if they don't like you, roaches. So the little boy, he grew up learning like, okay, they call me, the people coming to kill me, when these guard agents from the United Republic of North America are coming for me and raiding my family, they calling me roaches. But when I go to the islands and I'm among my people, they like, what's up, my roach? What's up, roach? How you doing, roach?
It's the new nigga.
It's the new nigga. It's the new nigga. So when you go in the book, it's like by the second and third chapter, you understand the whole language. Because they don't talk like how we talk now. I created like a whole language in the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't say, man, you doing good? I'm good, cuz I'm good. I'm high tide, man. Because they live on a fucking island. So you good, man? I'm high tide, man. I'm high tide. You feel me? Like,
impressive.
Yeah, speed like
it's
they say.
Impressive, bro.
So your speed limit, they'll say. You know what I mean? What's your speed limit? You feel me? And they'll be like, that's like, you know, what's wrong with you, man? What's good, man? Cool out. Relax, man. You feel me? So it's like, get your son. They'll be like, that means we'll go get your gun, nigga. Where your gun at? You shine your son on that motherfucker. You feel me? That's basically, you know, pull your gun and shoot that dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? Shine your son on him. So it's like a whole...
I just don't understand how you could come up with all this shit, bro.
I smoke a lot of weed.
No, I'm not even
I
saying
smoke
that.
a lot of weed. You know what I mean?
Either way, like, this a lot of shit, bro. Like,
the mind is amazing.
The mind is amazing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, it's niggas out here putting out bullshit who ain't come up with this shit.
Because it wasn't meant for them to come up with it.
The plan is it's 18 chapters. The plan is when chapter 17 and chapter 18, my two favorite chapters. You know what I mean? The two longest, whatever. But the plan is we're gonna turn it into an audiobook. The audiobook is gonna be.
Are you gonna do
I'm gonna be the narrator, but we're gonna have voice actors that are gonna be doing the other character voices and everything. But it's gonna be like. It's going to be comparable to the War of the Worlds when it came out back in like the 30s or whatever. I think it was 30s or 40s or whatever. You know, when that shit came on the radio and people heard it, they thought that shit was really happening.
Oh.
It's going to be like some shit where when you listen to it, you're going to be immersed on the island. You're going to hear the birds chirping. You're going to hear the wind. You're going to hear the surf. You're going to hear the characters talking. You're going to hear the guns going off. You're going to, the bass when the buildings crumble and shit and everything. You'll hear the bodies fall, all that shit. So it's going to be like a full length, like a audio movie basically.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
So we're going to do that for every single chapter, and we're going to put it out on all the streaming services.
So are y'all going to put it out all at once? Y'all going to chapter by chapter?
We're going chapter by chapter because it's so immersive, and really there's a lot of characters in the book. There's so many characters in the book that a lot of the readers are already like, can I get a book on so and so? And like Hawthorne is one of the real popular characters in the book. And the grandmother herself is a popular character. People are like, dude, you can do a whole motherfucking book series
like
about how she became.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like you can go deep in like her son Arminio, who's basically her underboss, basically in the clique. You know what I mean? Like, how the hell did he get to his shit? You know what I mean? In the book, they don't have catching fades. They call it a rider's own challenge. So like if you the head motherfucker in your clique and you the head motherfucker in your clique and y'all want to save both y'all cliques a whole lot of bloodshed,
just two go.
Y'all can either y'all two can go or y'all can pick the best warriors from your clique and them motherfuckers to go head to head riders on challenge. No more catching phase. Riders on, homie. You know what I mean? Riders on, roach. You follow me? So it gets gangster in the motherfucker. But at the same time, it's super sci-fi because it's so far in the future.
So is this book available on Amazon?
Yes, it is on Amazon.
I was going to ask you, is it a Kindle read
as well? It's a Kindle read as well. You can get the paperback, you can get the hardback. You can get the Kindle, the audio book. Like I said, it's coming soon. The NFT is coming real soon. So
you know, into the NFT shit too.
Yeah, I don't. They just say dog.
Oh,
they say dog.
Get in on his ass.
We gotta do this.
That's gonna be good on NFT.
They hit it one of them.
That's a fact.
You come on with me. You come with me now. We got to do this. Yeah, I'm like, all right, shit. We can make some money with it. Like, hell yeah. We gonna make some. We gonna run it up the bag. So. If a couple years from now you see me, I'm rich off of an NFT off the book and shit, you know what I mean? Like, pardon my ignorance, younger me. You know what I mean? Pardon my ignorance.
I can see it.
So
Cause niggas love sci-fi. Niggas eat sci-fi up, bro. I love sci-fi.
Niggas love sci-fi, but they don't like to read though. You feel me?
True.
So I wanted to make some shit that, okay, you like sci-fi, but you like gangster shit though too. So if you make it, got some sci-fi with it, got gangster shit on it, to the point where this little boy walks down the wrong zone, because they got zones and sections. If he leaves his zone and goes into the wrong section, oh, he got problems. You know what I mean? Because he from the Gabriel zone, his biggest rivals is from the Baldy zone. And all the zones are really named after mountains that are out today. If you go to California, you can go like the San Gabriel Mountains, and you can go to the Baldy Mountain and everything. So in the future and everything, when the floods came, the descendants ran to the mountains and shit. So those mountains became the zones of in the book, whatever. You feel me? But like Baldy,
this through, bro.
Yeah. I was deep into it, man.
God damn, yeah.
But you kind of have to in order to make it realistic.
Right.
Because if it's not realistic for me, how is it gonna be realistic for the reader? You know what I mean? Because the reader's gonna be like, how the fuck does this work? So it's like when you in the back alley and they live in favelas because they built their community. Like they should have built. The government ain't helped them build this shit. The family built this shit. So, but they built this shit. They don't really have access to supplies like that. So they got a lot of money because they making bread like on some Pablo Escobar or Griselda Blanco shit. You know what I mean? Because they're a terrorist group basically. They all the sugar, all the unauthorized sugar in the planet basically comes from them. The spices, the unprocessed animal meats, religious paraphernalia, and in the book they sell like a venom, and the venom is like the equivalent of like heroin today, basically. So in the venom you can only get it on that island.
So you got my bad.
You know, people going over there to get that.
That's what I'm about to say. Yeah.
But you can't even really go over there and get it. What they do is they ship it because they ship it to the Las Phoenix because they don't have no more cities. And in the book, Phoenix is a peninsula now. Like, you know, because it's separated from the rest of California by water now, because there's 7 islands of California. So everything from like Las Vegas is gone. Reno, Nevada, all that shit's gone. Like the Midwest is fucked off and everything. You follow me? But if you get through and you can get to, you know, you can get to Las Phoenix. Las Phoenix is a mega city on a peninsula. And so you basically go by water to the 7 islands of California. You go to Las Phoenix. Dump off what you got in their hoods over there and everything, and then that shit goes to everywhere else where it needs to go to.
Okay, so you said each character can have its own story.
Oh, easily.
And you put this around this young boy.
Mm-hmm.
Out of every character in this book, who was your favorite besides this young boy that you enjoy writing?
I would say it's kind of it's real difficult because, you know, each one of them was like a child almost, whatever, and certain ones had trajectories that I was like, damn, fuck, it's gotta happen to you, because a lot of times I didn't know what was gonna happen before it happened. But I'll say grandma. I would say the grandmother. The grandmother was real fun to write because she's an old lady, about 400 years old. You know what I mean?
So they live long.
Yeah, because if you can genetically modify your baby, would you let your baby die at 70, 80 years old?
That's good.
Or would you be like, you know what, baby? You're not even gonna get no wrinkles until you're like 80, 90. You know what I mean? You won't even get no gray hairs till you're about 200. Because think about it, we live to now like, what, 60, 70 years old on average or whatever. And that's if you black and you got bad health. You know what I mean? Exactly. In poverty. Back in the day, we was dying at 20, 30. That's why we was getting married at like, you know, 12, 13 and shit. You know what I'm saying? They was, you know what I mean? So that's talking about like hundreds and hundreds of years ago and shit, whatever. You feel me? So just as science progresses and shit, you know, we naturally live longer. So if you can genetically modify your age to the point where, like, you know, they've done it with rats and slugs and shit, where they made a mouse live like 5 times longer than what it should have lived.
Shit, I think they got like a jellyfish or something that live forever.
Yeah, so take a gene out of that, put a little bit in that, and there you go. You feel me? So in the book, it's like they break it down that simple. So I think like grandmother, with her being as old as she is, and then the amount of power that she wields throughout the whole book. You know what I mean? Like when I say she commits genocide in ways that you never thought or you could commit genocide. You know what I mean? Like
don't spoil it.
I ain't gonna spoil it.
I don't want to go too much more into the book because I feel like you share so much, and if they ain't catch it by now, I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to what you stated when you said you was a big like Marvel fan. Out of all of your comic books, first of all, what was the first comic book you picked up and you was like, you know what? Yeah, I gotta read it.
The first comic book that I actually learned to read on was X-Men 236 by Chris Claremont and Mark Silversky.
So what was the story? What did it say?
It was like the X-Men, they're fighting this alien race called the Brood.
Okay.
And like they're aliens, and like they put a egg inside of you, and you become one of the aliens. And they put the thing in Wolverine, and not knowing that the homie had a healing factor, and he got rid of and all of a sudden his healing factor got rid of the motherfucking the egg and shit and everything, got rid of it. So that's like the book where I like kind of learned to read. But then actually after I kind of got I didn't read no Dr. Seuss. I didn't
all comics.
Yeah, it was all comic books coming up whatever. So book that really got me on like story structure and shit and everything came Chris Claremont. I was reading the first Wolverine series, Wolverine and with Chris Claremont and Frank Miller.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and Frank Miller, the dude that basically changed Batman and made Batman what he is today, basically. Like,
so what was he before that?
Happy. Bright and happy. He's bright, happy, campy. You know what I mean? Like,
so you wasn't always the Dark Knight?
Nah, matter of fact, Frank Miller's the one that made him the Dark Knight. Frank Miller.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, Frank Miller.
So since
we like the dark nigga.
Yeah, I mean, we like the dark nigga. We don't like that old all that shit beforehand. We don't like that. Y'all, DC better thank Frank Miller because Batman the only thing DC really got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Fact.
So since you're like on Batman, and I know you saw the movies and versus what you read, out of all the movies, which one was your favorite Batman?
Alright, I haven't seen the new one yet. The new one with the Twilight boy was a Patterson. I haven't seen the new one yet, but I've heard it's real good. But
I keep getting mixed reviews from it.
My favorite one is the one with him versus Christian versus with Bane. When they fought Bane, and Bane is like,
Joker?
I love the Joker one. The Joker one was I loved
Joker
it.
one though?
The Joker one with Heath Ledger.
There's only one Joker.
There's only one Joker. Heath Ledger.
No.
Heath Ledger.
This movie is old. This movie is old.
Talk about Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson was good.
And I think that was the best Batman.
I love Jack Nicholson. But he wasn't better than Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger went to a dark place. He went to a dark place doing that.
I'm saying as far as the Batman movie.
But
no movie better than Dark Knight.
The one with him versus Bane.
Bane was cool because Bane fucked Batman.
You know why it resonated? Nah, not just that. It was because as you get older and everything, and you be like, well, damn, man, I wonder. Like you're not the same you as you were when you were a little bit younger. And so there was a scene when he was like, I want you to go to break first. And he's like, you know what I mean? Your spirit or your body? That is your problem, Batman. Mm-hmm. You fight like a young man. And it was like Batman basically had to realize, oh shit. Like even when he went to the doctor. When he went to the doctor, he was like, yeah, you ain't got no knees. Your shoulder messed up, your elbow messed up, your neck messed up, your ribs messed up, you got scar tissue here. Bruce, you fucked up, dog. What the fuck you been doing all day, Bruce? You need to chill out. That shit resonated with me because I be all fucked up and everything. I be fucked up. So I be like, damn, Bruce, I feel you, Bruce. You still out there getting it, Bruce. You still getting it. You know what I mean? So I just felt it.
Alright, so back to Marvel then. You said that you like the X-Men.
Yeah, die hard X-Men.
Die hard X-Men fan. So who's after X-Men?
After X-Men?
And there's a lot of Marvel characters now.
There's a lot of Marvel characters.
Yeah, I love Marvel. I love Marvel.
After X-Men, damn. Because there's so many of the X-Men out there. You'd have to go through the different X-Men. So you can't even, you put X-Men in their own. That's why they didn't even bring them really into the other movies. So they all that shit in their own category. Everybody outside of X-Men. Everybody outside of X-Men.
Because a lot of people ain't even.
I'll probably go with Spider-Man. I'll probably stick with Spider. Can't go wrong with Spider-Man.
Why Spider-Man?
Well, because Stan Lee was a genius with creating the character, because I feel like the first thing, no matter what world or universe your character is in, you want to make a character that's relatable. You know what I mean? Like if you can't relate to the character, or if the character isn't at least interesting enough to you, you be like, I don't want to know what this dude got going on next. It's like, okay, Peter Parker jumped off a building, but Spider-Man jumped off the building, but Peter Parker worried about Aunt May. He tripping off of, he got guilt off of Gwen. He worried about Mary Jane. He got to make sure his rent is paid and his money messed up, and his boss is a dick, and you know what I mean? And he always got so much shit going on that you like. And then he got a whole bunch of people trying to kill his ass.
Okay, so how do you feel about the other movies that they made?
The new Spider-Man movies?
Yeah.
Oh. Kevin Feige,
And
man.
when they brought all of them together.
Oh, brilliant. Once again, Disney, Marvel, come get me. Man, I can get them. I can do other shit. It don't gotta be gangsters. I mean, unless you want that, cause y'all got the Kingpin and everything. You know, I could do something with the Kingpin and the Punisher, and you know what I mean. Like, I could do some real gangster. You know what I mean? So, call me.
So it was a method to my madness because of the book. So I was trying to figure out how, I see how your mind is going, and I just wanted to see which ones actually influenced you to all the stories that you just told us. So Spider-Man, like the grandmother, like I'm putting those pieces together when you say that. And then we said the gun and stuff just blow up, and for Batman and certain things that he had.
Because it has that sci-fi element to it. And I've always been big on, like, with certain movies, whatever, like take The Fifth Element. Like just the look of the whole city. And it's like a futuristic city and shit. And you always see the futuristic city and everything, but what's going on in the hood?
Exactly.
What's going on in the where they can't afford the flying cars? You know what I mean? What's going on, like, you know what I mean? What's really good? You feel me?
Exactly.
And then, you know, I was like, you know, when you add the, I ain't give anybody no superpowers, but I was like, with genetic modification, God damn near well have superpowers from it. You know what I mean? They ain't far from it. You got a man that's 7 feet tall, 380 pounds, with 4% body fat, and he's a genius with like a 200-something IQ or whatever, you know what I mean? Because he's modified that way, and since they live so long, they're able to train in a lot of different shit. You can live for 200-300 years, you're going to pick up a lot of new shit. So when they come down to it, especially if you have like photogenic memories, or if you can you can do anything you see. You know what I mean? If you have eidetic memory, where you can see some shit and be able to do this shit.
Right, you see it.
Yeah, so a lot of them have that kind of genetic traits also, you feel me? So
that's in the book?
Yes, in the book. You got certain characters with that and everything. You got characters in the book, you know, they got Venom.
Would you
time out, read? It seemed like you just read a dictionary. How you come up with this shit? Like these words?
It doesn't seem like
Actintodactyl memory. What is that?
He's a nerd. He said it in the beginning.
No, yo, but
where
no.
you been at?
He a nerd, but niggas know the other side too.
He said thanks to his
niggas know the other side.
I don't know what other side are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
You can have that other side, but also other things. He said in the beginning he owes it to his father for installing him through reading and to make sure that he knew all of these things. So that started from there, and he just became a nerd. You can have multiple sides of it and still be crazy.
I don't know, but I don't think so.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can have so many other sides to you. You don't just have to be just what people may think you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
And this is what it is that shocked the hell out you, because when you first see him and you walk in, you be like, oh. Or if you meet him in his being the XXX God, that's what he said.
Party God, don't get it wrong.
A lot of debauchery.
A lot of debauchery. You would just think he's just that average type of guy, or representing his wonderful blue that he always does. You would just think that's all it is about.
Blue is a beautiful color.
It's nice.
I like blue.
We like blue, but again, for him to sit down and actually show you that the mind and so many different traits and how he could be, and so many different personalities, and be able to tie it into one. This is the best part of him, actually, that he doesn't really share with everyone.
Hallelujah.
And that's the part that you shock people.
Well, you don't know the best part of him because you're not his missus.
I don't have to be his missies as far as that. I'm saying as far as his brain and how he was able to think these stories out and actually not only write, but put it in a picture. To make you understand what's going on and still make it relatable to anybody that can do something like that. Now that is the best part of you.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
Word.
So y'all need to get this book. He said it's on Amazon. Isn't it Barnes & Noble yet?
It'll be on Barnes & Noble in about another month and a half.
Yeah. Did you do that through KDP?
Nah. Whole nother company.
So you did a whole other one?
Mm-hmm.
So yes. And you can write the stuff yourself, everybody.
Man, people always say, like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and everything. I always say, motherfucker, start.
Right.
Just start. They be like, how did you write the book like that, motherfucker?
Start writing.
I just start writing and shit. If I wasn't doing a party, or doing some debauchery, or doing kids or something like that, or whatever.
I have another question. So as far as the book, and everybody think it's big, it's probably a real easy read.
That book big as shit though.
It's big.
But most books be
When you
big,
grab it, it's
but
a little intimidating.
When you
it
first
can be,
pick it up,
but that's
it's
what I
gonna
was
be
getting ready to
intimidating.
say. But I'm looking, are your chapters short or long?
It depends. The certain chapters are very, very short. Certain chapters are long. I'll tell you the two longest chapters are the two best chapters. Chapter 17 and chapter 18.
And you said it's 18 chapters, so
18
they'll take you
chapters.
until probably the next book that's coming, correct?
Oh, definitely.
So it's a cliffhanger.
Oh, it's a
It's
super
gotta be.
cliffhanger.
You don't see this?
It's
So
a
it's like
super
Harry Potter.
cliffhanger. Basically, it's my attempt at getting my Harry Potter on.
Oh,
This is like Harry Potter.
The other 8 books are already written. I mean, the other 7 books already written. Because when I first started writing this shit, I wrote it, but I wrote probably like about 8 of these. I wrote about 8 of these. You know what I mean? So I just had to figure out where to break
Where
the
to put 'em.
stories and break the chapters and everything.
So what I want to say is, we always talk about the inside and what the story tells, but could you, mostly you explained a little bit of the archery. So who did your art?
I'm glad you asked. Derek Thompson. I am 7 on IG. Been doing work with him for probably over a decade now. Amazingly talented graphic designer out of the DMV. He travels between the DMV and down south, but amazingly talented dude. Extremely professional, very, very quick turnaround time, and just the creativity. Because when I told him the idea, it's actually my son's hand, and the gun he originally used was a Nerf gun. And I gave him the idea. I said, "This is what I got. Then run with it." And
Put it
we
together.
did it on the green screen real quick, and he was able to turn the Nerf gun into a Carnage Cannon. Once I told him the idea for a gun that absorbs and superheats air particles and discharges them rapidly, he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "We should put a fan on that one." He was like, "Put the little fan on it and everything, so you have a Carnage Cannon." I was like, "They live in shacks and like a tin roofs and shit and everything." You know what I mean? Like
Something you can
favelas.
see like in Jamaica too.
You know what I mean? So they live on stacked favelas. And he was able to kind of bring that all together.
Like they build up, right?
Uh-huh,
Okay, just
build
wanted to make
up.
sure I was
Yeah.
remember what you were saying. Okay. Those are the ones that you'll see if you go to some of the countries, and you'll see they say they don't really move out of their homes, they just build their families up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's true. I like it's very, very detailed, but if anybody thought he was joking about his father, he was not. Because as soon as you open this book, he is definitely giving thanks to his father, and he definitely said he's the greatest man I ever known.
Definitely.
How did he touch you? Like,
He the greatest man?
The greatest
I
man
said
you
the
ever
greatest man I've
known.
ever
Are you
known.
saying this because he your father, or he really?
Nah,
Because you know a lot of people.
I know a lot of people. Deal with a lot of people. But as far as some people just have good hearts, good souls, good spirits, whatever. You know what I mean? And actually, want the best. But I also see a lot of men didn't go the extra mile or even go as hard. And my father didn't have a father growing up. Like my father, is Pulitzer Prize winning journalist. He has his books out and everything. Great writer. Leonard Pitts Jr. syndicated Miami Herald and everything, but he didn't grow up with his father. If you look at one of his books, he wrote a book called Becoming Dad, where he interviewed successful men and also told his story as far as, his relationship with his father. His father held him and his mother at shotgun. You know what I mean? Like his father was an alcoholic and was abusive. So to be able to become a good father after surviving and going through that and everything, I'm like, okay, props. My father's, born and raised his whole life basically South Central LA, and worked real hard to get us out of South Central LA and everything, because otherwise we would have became statistics. Follow me? Like we would have, certain things still occurred and still happened and everything, because it just is what it is.
Just was he.
You know what I mean? But it could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse, but he had the foresight to work hard and to get us up out of that, and be like, okay, I'm gonna get y'all so you guys can have an actual chance and a shot at life or whatever. You know what I mean? And then, just looking at how he, loves my mom. You know what I mean? Loves the mom, loves the family, and always been a provider. And my eyes, it's like, okay, you're not a man unless you can provide for your woman, provide for your children. You know what I mean? You got a lot of dudes that like, I'm a man in these streets, but motherfucker, are you the man in your home?
Woo!
Fuck being the man in these streets, motherfucker. You the man in your motherfucking home? Niggas be trying to, want to rep their hood, this, that, other, but like, motherfucker, you can rep your hood, it's all good, but motherfucker, what about fatherhood?
Yeah.
That's the best hood to rap.
It's the best hood to rap. Fatherhood, like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I love that shit. You know what I mean? That's my favorite hood. You feel me?
I don't know that hood, but
One day when you get that hood, you gonna be like, man, fuck every other hood. This fatherhood shit, the greatest shit ever and everything. You know what I mean? You'll still be cool with the homies. The homies is always the homies, but that fatherhood shit is, you know, is beautiful. So that's the shit that, you know, my father instilled in me. And then be like, okay. I was like, okay, when I make my first, you know, actual book, I had to dedicate to him. Shit, he the one that put me on the comic books.
Right.
That's amazing.
Well, with me saying you know a lot of people, like you know Rick Ross.
Yeah, Rick Ross is the big homie. Rick Ross has been a great mentor. Rick Ross like helped me tremendously. You know what I mean?
We talking about the real Rick Ross.
You ain't talking about William Roberts.
Yeah, we talking about the real Rick Ross, not the rapper one.
That's William Roberts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We ain't talking about the rapper.
Yeah. William.
You talking about Freeway. So, do you think, being as though, I don't know if y'all cool your relationship, he should help you promote your book, he should try to get you on Vlad, or and shit like that, or you just feel as though you do what's in your heart?
You do what you feel like you can do, or you do what's you know, Rick has helped me a whole bunch of times, a lot of times behind the scenes and shit that I didn't even ask for. But I know I'm not gonna come up and be like, hey, give me a handout, Ray. Can I get a handout? Like, you know.
So you rather, you know, somebody you cool, they see the work you putting in, and they gonna help you out for.
They gonna fuck with it.
I get it.
I fuck with it. Like, I think I had when I was first signed as a rapper, I was signed to this little shitty ass record label that I won't even name, because I don't want to give these motherfuckers no kind of clout or attention and shit. Fuck y'all, if y'all watching this. You know what I mean? I was signed to this record label. I gave them motherfucker, I put through 3 albums. I gave them 3 albums in 3 months. I write really fast, as you can see. You know what I mean? I write songs in 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. I do a whole song, whatever. It take me maybe all 30 minutes to record the bitch. You feel me? So that's 45 minutes worth of work in the studio. So I was able to do 3 songs in 3 months. I left 3 albums. Get 3 albums. You know what I mean? I left that deal to go sign with Freeway Ricky Ross. The old label tried to sue me for like $75,000 and try to hold up my music career and everything. Rick didn't.
How? If you gave them what you were signed for?
Because they was trying to say that they could decide when each album was
comes
to be
out.
released and shit.
And they do that.
Just some fuck shit. You know what I mean? Just some whole ass fuck shit. Some pussy fuck shit. You know what I mean? But Rick was like, to carry that shit. I look up, man. The next thing I know, nigga, I'm breaking. Shit's gone. Shit, I don't know how Rick or what Rick did and everything. His lawyers got hit with the paperwork. I got hit with the paperwork and everything, but Rick handled that. You know what I mean?
Real.
That's like, you know what I mean? That's love right there. You feel me? Even to the point where my first contract, I was like really doing with Rick. Rick let me write my own contract. Who lets you write your own contract?
Nigga who wash your money.
You know what I mean? Like, Rick, motherfucker, he saw the goodness. He saw what I had to offer. He was like, you talented, you real, I'm gonna fuck with you, I believe in you. So just for that belief, just for that, putting that onto my career and shit, and giving me that push and putting that battery in my back as an forever. Like even little shit like I'm out and about with Rick. I remember being in a spot and we in the hotel. He's like, hold on 1 second, and dude come in. Dude got a whole bunch of money and Rick got a bag. And Rick opened the bag and it was hair. Cause he was selling bundles and bundles of hair, hustling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like he the one that put me on to selling bundles and weaves and shit. I was making money with my wife doing that for a minute. You know what I mean? Like just the hustle. That hustle that he instilled. Like we would wake up, we would go on, we did some tours and shit every single day. We would wake up, we called it the hand-to-hand combat. Cause we wake up and we selling CDs, like thousands a week type shit. You know what I mean? Like all that. You know what I mean? Just the hustle mentality. To the point where, you know, fuck that 9 to 5. I'm gonna go out and make some money. I'm gonna go out and get it. I don't need no 9 to 5. There's money out here for me to get.
Let me tell you one thing. I love Anythangoes, our platform.
Hell
he need to get you on Vlad too, though, man. He on there. He on there enough, though. Swing your man through on Vlad too, man.
Hey, Rick, man, you see this? They said, you know how like they said reach out and everything. They said I'll be good for Vlad. I don't know if Vlad.
I think you'll be good because Vlad gonna ask you who you shot and all that.
Oh, Vlad gonna ask me everything. I'm gonna be like, I don't know what you're talking about, Vlad. I've never seen a gun in my life.
Yeah, that's all you gotta say. Get back to your book.
Gun? What is? I don't know what you're talking about. You talking about gum, like chewing gum? I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you mean, Vlad.
But being here, having you here, it's no way we can have you here and not talk about the debauchery.
Oh man, by all means, let's go into the debauchery.
Let's go into the debauchery.
That's what I specialize
in. Debauchery.
I specialize in debauchery.
Yes, you do.
That's what I do.
You do.
You should have seen last night. Good God.
I know we gotta. I be trying to tell me we gotta go. Yeah.
I be shooting y'all.
You always shoot us all the
shoot you,
time, bro. I'm like, we gonna pop up, surprise them soon. That's me. LB be with it. It was you. But
it was.
The last time y'all saw some debauchery, the last one y'all came out to.
Yeah, it was.
And I never forgot it.
Yeah, it was very good debauchery.
We just talked about this not too long ago
Yes, we
on
did.
another show we did
On
with
another
some
show.
London.
That's what
chicks.
was my favorite and
Her favorite
interview I've ever done, and you were.
Oh, thank you.
You were it.
Yeah, she loved it. So, how do you find all the talent?
They find me.
They find you.
And
I can see that because I
Spoken
see
like
some
it's
of
true.
the DMs where some women be mad that you don't want to deal with them because you don't like the way they do business.
I got a real strong cutoff game.
Right.
And like my mom always told me, ain't no sense in reheating old fries. And you know what I mean? So once you see a motherfucker, male, female, old, young, blood, crip, Democrat, Republican, motherfucker be from Mars. If you a cool motherfucker and you do good business and you about what you say and you were a cool person, I'm gonna always treat you with that love and respect and I'll have open arms for you. But the second I see you on some fuck shit, or you do some weirdo shit, or you a rat, or you a snitch, or you cooperate with law enforcement, or you know what I mean, or you just a fucking liar. I'm like, good. Or you cause too much drama. I'm gonna cut ties. And it gets to the point where it's like, okay, I'm self-made. I built my shit, you know what I mean? I feel like I came to the DMV and a lot of these motherfuckers that are even in the DMV are only known in the DMV because I told other motherfuckers to know them. Mm-hmm. So I be like, motherfucker, I came to your own city, your own area.
Made you pop.
And made you pop in your own area because I'm bigger than you in your own area. You don't even want to take it back out home. Back home, I'm bigger than you there too. You feel me? So I'd be like, do I really need you? Do I need the drama? Do I need the fuck shit? Does the fuck shit equate to the motherfucking money? No, the fuck shit don't buy, bitch.
Hey.
I agree, 100%.
And so it be real quick.
Trying to throw the weed back like that shit got stuck in my arm.
I want to get back to the debauchery, but you brought up something when you talked about the law enforcement.
Yeah.
So you've been working with someone in law enforcement, not knowingly.
I had to cut the motherfucker off.
Yeah, unknowingly.
Yeah, well, basically the motherfucker named Steven Alexander introduced me to an individual and didn't tell me that the motherfucker was a actual undercover and a police officer. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And upon finding out that the motherfucker was a police officer and undercover, I'm like, well, you either gotta prove that you one of us,
right?
Or I can't fuck with you. But it's just the violation of, if I fuck with you, I'm never going to introduce you to somebody and not tell you who they are.
Exactly.
Like if I introduce you to Hunger, I'm like, she's a jewel thief. She steals cars. She's a shooter. Don't make her mad. If you make her mad, she can shoot you and she'll rob your house.
So you know what
you know what I mean? So you know what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? I ain't going to be like, yeah, come meet my homie and everything. My homie cool with a motherfucker. And he beat bitches. You know what I mean? He's like, that's bad form. Now it's even worse when it's like, hey, this is my guy. Hey, okay, and you welcome this person with open arms because you showed them that love.
That love.
And come to find out, you find out about like almost a year later, this motherfucker introduced you to and put you on with a motherfucker that was a police officer in law enforcement, to the point where you know that this motherfucker is cool with other undercover officers and police officers that you've seen trying to do other fuck shit to other business partners and other shit. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And me personally, I'm like, yo, I don't fuck with that rat shit. I don't fuck with law enforcement like that unless they on my motherfucking payroll. And if you on the motherfucking payroll, that means you proving yourself. It don't mean that you're doing something illegal. It just means that you proving yourself. You get what I'm saying?
Because that's a whole nother blue gang.
That's the largest gang in the whole motherfucking country.
The largest one.
You know what I mean? That's the gang I don't want no smoke with. I don't want no problem with them. I don't want the motherfuckers in my hemisphere.
He just wants to sell his books.
Sell my book.
And his
party. Sell some debauchery. Make a little bit of money and you know what I mean? Have a good time. You feel me?
That's all.
Now with the debauchery, has there ever been someone on your team that you had to cut off because they partaked in the debauchery too much. Whereas though the money wasn't the focus no more, it's shit. I want this ass, these titties, these bitches. Like,
yes, it's happened many times.
I know
before.
it had
It's
to.
unfortunate. Sometimes it's like
No, I know it had to, but some niggas don't put the money first. Like the bitch is gonna be there.
the debauchery can be like a drug. You know what I mean? Debauchery can be like a drug if you don't.
Can
know
you
how
explain to the folks what debauchery is for?
If they didn't watch episode 19.
Go watch episode 19.
Yes.
Okay.
But debauchery is indulgence in sensual or erotic things, basically. You feel me? If it brings you pleasure and you enjoy it and you happen to indulge in it, then you are therefore indulging and partaking of debauchery. And I myself am a connoisseur of debauchery, but I also am excellent and exemplary at personifying unprecedented amounts of debauchery at unparalleled levels.
Spoken like a true M.pitts.
See that nigga, yeah.
I told you, he's ready for you to put him on the chopping block. He is ready for you to put him on the chopping
My guy, yo, I'm sorry, yo. What can I say? Oh man. So let's get back to like some of your team members you probably had to cut off because they ain't put the money first. They didn't want to partake in the debauchery too much.
It happens from time to time. Sometimes
Was there anybody where as though, oh, they so close, it's my peoples, you ain't really want to, but at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. You got your morals, you got where you stand, but it might hurt you a little bit.
sometimes there's people that I done motherfucking cut off and shit, and I motherfucking cut the motherfuckers off, and it'd be like, because I know that they're not 100% on the able to process or deal with this shit. Like for instance, you got people sometimes and everything, and it'd be like, okay, I know you really enjoying the debauchery, you're getting your dick sucked every single motherfucking day and everything, homie, but you're fucking up on giving girls rides home or shit or whatever. You know what I mean? Because they want to try to get every single girl to suck their dick for the ride home. You know what I mean? It's like, homie, fuck with you, but you can't be pressuring females for oral copulation in order to gain transportation. You know what I mean? No oral copulation for transportation unless that shit is already worked out. You know what I mean?
That's what they already agreed to.
Yeah, unless that's what they just into.
It might not a hater neither.
You know what I mean? But you can't just, you know what I mean? Or certain people, whatever, you kind of catch their vibe after a little while and you see that they just ain't on shit. You feel me? Or they just strictly on the bitches that they don't even worry, they don't even think about the money, whatever. Like you wondering who's watching the door or who's watching the VIP room and this motherfucker in the VIP room. And you're like, motherfucker, you supposed to be watching the shit, not motherfucking partaking of the shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I definitely get what you said.
Yeah, yes, sir.
It's like, what is you doing?
No, he didn't say yes, sir.
A lot of times it's the new guys. A lot of times it's the newbies, because you know we get a lot of newbies, and you know a lot of people are like canned goods. A lot of people are like dairy products. You feel me? So you got certain motherfuckers. Yeah, they gonna spoil real quick. They're not gonna be able to last long because like they lying to their girl, they lying to their old lady or whatever. Their old lady find out they can't come to the party no more. And you call them, don't you call here no more. She gonna know. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I understand.
Already.
You got certain people, whatever, they can't do it because they might be trying to work another job at the same time. And like, you know, I've been working 9 to 5 for almost 20 years. It's been almost 20 years since somebody was like, Marlon, do you want to take your break? You know what I mean? You go on your break now and everything. You know what I mean? It's been almost 20 years since I had to call them and be like, I'm not feeling so good today. I'm not gonna be able to come in today. All right, I'm off, nigga. Let's go. Come on, we out.
It's coming.
Yeah, I feel like for you to have this whole company with the debauchery and still have a woman is miraculous.
Oh man, I could. See this is wrong. No, this ain't her.
Oh, that ain't her. No, I'm about to say we spoke up.
You spoke up.
I just feel like for you to be around all the different women nightly and. You know, she don't trip. I mean,
well,
she know what hard it is. She know you loyal.
She was with me shooting in the gym.
Oh, okay.
Like that shit, part of the reason why this shit was able to be what it is because she helped me put this shit together. You know what I mean? To the point where, you know what I mean, we got people that, you know, are down in their luck or they working for us or they messed up in the game for the time being or whatever. We've been like, I bet you can crash on our couch or you can stay in our guest room, whatever, and we don't trip. But she don't trip because she sees like the one, you know, she likes money also, like I like money. But also, you know what I mean, she sees the greater good, you know what I mean, it's the rapport, the trust.
Helping people too.
And just the honesty. Because I always tell all I do is they're like, dude, well, how can I get my girl to come to the party? I was like, ask her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's
step one.
That's step one.
Tell the truth.
Ask her. You feel me? Because if you got a lie, where you going, babe? I'm just going out with the guys. I'll be back. I'm gonna talk to you later, babe. I'm gonna get some milk. I'm gonna get some milk and some cigarettes. I'll be back, babe.
You gonna get some milk?
And yeah, they're getting milk. You know what I mean? They're getting milk. And it'd be like, well, goddamn, dude, if you really, you know, especially if your woman is attracted to other women. And I think a lot of women, whether they, you know, some women are just not strictly dickly. Some women can actually look at another woman, but like, oh, she got a nice ass.
She's beautiful.
She's beautiful. And some women are cool with kissing other women. You know what I mean? So I tell others, like, if your woman is bi or bi-curious, it should be even easier for you to be able to talk to your woman and be like, hey, let's go to this party where there's other beautiful women, like-minded couples. Because, you know, we have upscale people that are shit now. You know what I mean?
We gotta come on the next party.
Our shit is very, very, you know, very upscale with it. You follow me? So it's like, if you want to be with those like-minded individuals and shit and have like a sexy time where hit one of the back rooms and have some, you know, debaucherous activities and add some spice to your love life, or grab some entertainment so while you're doing what it do, you can have some sensual, erotic entertainment, further enhancing your debaucherous experience. You get what I'm saying?
I just felt like a clap needed to be clapped right there. I don't know.
That's something good Saturday night, right?
Yeah, hey, that's a good Saturday night.
Like, player, we had a hotel takeover last night. It was over 300 people. Most of them were couples. I'm talking about fucking throughout the whole floor. Like, fucking, you look around and just fucking, you like that, man. Oh, fucking step over these women. You feel me? So it's like, it's a swinger shit. But we also do this shit with the strippers and the dope entertainers. So it's like, you want to see the video vixen of your dreams, or, you know, the girl with the ass clap 3000.
When I first seen Jane Doe when we came to your joint, now it looked like she doing her thing.
Well, that's a lot of people come up off of this shit. Think about it. You don't see or even know of a lot of people until we make them know. And they shit. I ain't saying she's one of them because I don't know what her track record was beforehand, but there's countless motherfuckers out here that were nobodies until this young, handsome motherfucker from California came out here to your area, to your city, and told motherfuckers, hey, this motherfucker, pay attention to them. Nobody had to stamp or co-sign me out here. When I came out here, I set my roots, I established my brand, and I did what I did. That's why I always laugh at a lot of these motherfuckers. I be like, you been out here your whole fucking life in this fucking gold mine and you ain't done shit. The fuck is wrong with you? The fuck? Nobody knew you until I said know you?
Alright, yeah, get a question.
No,
We'll
my
go back to
question
the
was
book.
California, like, what part of California?
Los Angeles. I lived in LA, Hollywood, Gardena, Woodland Hills, Baldwin Park.
I figured you probably was like from the Bay.
Like all of, I've been out to the Bay like maybe a handful of times, but I'm not from the Bay.
Okay.
But shout out to the Bay though. They showed me a lot of love when I was out there, man. I was very appreciative.
All right, let's get back to the book because I'm sorry.
So it's available now on Amazon.
It is available now. It is on Amazon. You can, matter of fact, you can hit me up directly, 310-259-7202.
You sure you want to give me a number?
310-259-7202. You holler at me directly and you send me a screenshot of a Cash App payment and send me your email. I'll send you a direct PDF of the book for $7.
That is what's up.
So you can holler at me directly.
Wow.
At M.pitts Music, at Warset Entertainment, WARSET Entertainment, you know what I mean? At Skitz Juice, it's SKITZ Juice.
I'm
Skitz
sorry.
Juice.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What the hell is in that juice?
Oh man, the juice. I should have brought you some.
No, hell no. I don't
should've
want
brought
none of
you
that.
some.
Hell
I told you one day.
What is in that juice?
Because she kept saying there's something floating at the bottom.
It was.
It's probably the fruit.
Alright, we're gonna leave that right
She
there.
kept trying to say it was Miley.
A lot of fruit. We put a lot of fruit in there. It's all fruit. A lot of Hennessy, a lot of Alizé, a lot of Tanqueray, a lot of Beefeater, a little bit of coffee, some Tanqueray, some
You
honey
said there was some
grains.
ginseng in there too.
You put the ginseng in that motherfucker and shit. You know
I'm
what I
gonna keep
mean?
my heart. I'm good.
So when you drink it and everything else, you're gonna feel wonderful.
The damn skits.
You're gonna feel wonderful. You're gonna be
What's
like,
the, when the
Angel
angel
tears.
tears.
the angel tears. That's why I just find everything that's clear. And I just put everything that's clear in a container with a whole bunch of lemons. And then just scoop the lemons out and then serve. And I get everything that's clear. And they love it.
They love it.
There's no real recipe for angel tears, people. I just fucking take everything that's clear.
Oh, you gotta love this guy. Yeah.
Put some lemons in that bitch. Shake. Got some ice cups. The angel tears. $10.
Definitely gonna give you some angel tears.
$10. Come talk to the angels. $10.
Oh man, thank you so much for coming.
Hey,
I
man,
really
thank you for
appreciate
coming,
it.
man.
I'm so
Pleasure.
glad that you came. Your next book come out when the movie about to come.
Oh,
Make
thank
sure
you,
we
thank
do
you.
Boy,
the
you
press.
thank you for that.
Thank
You
you,
just
thank
want
you.
to come holler at us. You know you always invited, man.
I appreciate it.
Most
man.
definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Hold on, go ahead, close it out.
Hey, it's your boy, M.pitts, aka Cali, your XXXparty king, your XXXparty god. We've had a wonderful time. It's the Anything Goes podcast, man. You ain't tuning in, you fucking tripping.
Anything goes.
Anything goes. Anything